Aaron did a weird reset on his computer last night, so he's like re-downloading all of World of Warcraft, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait a little while to upload the video. This is the wrong hand. Morning, morning.
You know, until you're sore, you don't realize how much or how often you do things. Like, my neck is sore because I did the shrugs. So, right here hurts. Didn't realize how often I did stuff like that. Or that.
Sorry, I was checking to see how much coffee I dribbled onto my man boob chest thing. But you can't really see it because it's a black shirt, so not a big deal. So I didn't see what he was doing. But yeah, I mean, it's just like trying to, I think you were like shrugging with the backpack on.
Yeah, shrugging this backpack on, adjusting the backpack a little.
Yeah, even with a little bit of weight, your muscles are still just like, oh, why? Why? I mean, that's how I woke him up this morning. As I just rolled over and went, the traps. And I just pushed my thumbs into his upper side as he lays on his side. And I heard him go, ugh! And I'm like, that's providing enough brain, sensory input to the brain. That's waking him up. And then he went, ugh. And I'm like, oh, need to find a new. And I'm like, there we go. This is good. I got a couple muscles I can push until he says stop.
Did they ever actually say stop or just?
No, you actually wound up sitting. You wound up sitting up. The third thing that I did was like, oh, you kind of sleep, you know, crunch over like that. So I pulled his shoulder open, which kind of stretched both his pecs out. And that's where you're like, oh! Like you had such a significant reaction to me pulling your shoulder backwards that I was like, yeah, that woke him up.
Yeah. So, totally separate note. I'm reading Aethera, and right at the start of it, when we see Vlad, he's missing a finger? When did that happen?
Between Phoenix and Aethera?
Oh, okay.
He talks about it in Jagala, I think. It's really hard because in Aethera, he's the only... There is no perspective of Vlad.
Yeah.
In Aethera.
Which is weird.
Yeah. So you never get any of the internal stuff. All you have is from Savin. At least in the next book, you have at least 3 or 4 chapters that have Vlad as the main character. The rest of it is Kira.
And the thing with Savin that bothers me, and I think it must just be the Dragarin style of writing, weird to think. Vlad mutters something, and then no one says what it is, but they reference it later.
Well, I don't know if it's the Dragarin way of writing. I think you're reading a little bit too much, because I know he has Parfi, but then he has the Dragarin novels, and that's it. I don't think he actually completely changes his writing style based on what character. I mean, per se, yes, but nothing akin to the drastic differences between Vlad and Parfi. Aethera is great because it has references to a character, and it has references to Spellbreaker, and Loran comes back, all that jazz, but... So I started watching the Netflix reboot of Voltron last night. I figured, I was like, why the hell not? It's 11 episodes, technically 12 because the first one was an hour and this one is, and then every one of them is half an hour after that. So I thought, what the hell? I mean, it's got its little bit departures. They don't go through the entire sequence of forming Voltron almost every single time. I mean, because I had to play it for Aaron because they had a longer sequence where they go through the cadence and then they go through the forming of Voltron, which is also longer than this one currently is. And it's just like when I was watching all of the DVDs that I had in the little metal case that's of the blue light, yeah, I was like, okay, this is a bit long. How did I watch this as a kid? Oh, right, because it was cool every time. But now it's sort of like, these kids are not going to be able to stand through this. It's sort of like, even with She-Ra, she went through her whole thing way more often than even I was like, man, I'm getting more ADD. I can't sit through a She-Ra changeover. Yeah. Oh, here comes this train. Well, off you go.
Yep, bye.
Say it right.
Bye.
There we go. So, again, I'm not able to record too terribly much here at the house, even though that was really short in the beginning because we have a wood chipper outside. If you watched yesterday's video, at least in the beginning, there was a lot of cuts because... So anyways, I know I don't like to bring up depressing news, but in a weird way, let's keep this kind of geeky. And I'm kind of going conspiracy theory thinking there's got to be like a hellmouth in Orlando, because, you know, not only was there the singer from The Voice, you know, she was doing a thing in Orlando over the weekend, and she was shot, probably by a crazed fan or something. Who knows why? I don't know why I haven't looked into that story. And then the nightclub shooting happened, and while I was out on the dance floor in Riza, my phone went, and I'm like, oh, it's, you know, and it had gotten to that point. I'm like, is someone doing another vigil? Did Trump say something terrible about Orlando? No, a freaking toddler got drug into a lake, but at Walt Disney World by a gator. I was like, well, that's 3 strikes, you're out. You know, 3 separate incidences happened in Orlando, which, I mean, I know it's a thing in Florida, and aside from Walt Disney World, how big is Orlando actually? Okay, Google, what's the population of Orlando?
The population of Orlando was 255,500 in 2013.
Okay, Google, what's the population of Portland?
The population of Portland was 609,500 in 2013.
It's a third the size of Portland, population-wise. I mean, what do you do? In the course of, well, it's Wednesday now, and that happens Sunday, technically. So the shooting before that was like Friday? Something like that? Backlit, hi. So yeah, that's going on there. Within a week, you know, 51 people are dead in the same city. Because you've got the kid, 49 people in the nightclub, and then the singer. In 1 week, you had more people killed in your city. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, there's got to be like a helm out there. There's got to be, like, and people are going to say, oh, it happens in 3s. Well, no, you can't necessarily say that. Because none of them are connected. At least one of them's not connected. There ain't no way that gator gives a crap about either of the shooters. It was just hungry and thought, whatever. I mean, I can't fault it. It's a terrible tragedy. But it's one of those you can't really do anything about. I mean, yeah. I know we haven't talked about what happened in Orlando much, because there are YouTubers that I brought up. Hannah already did her video. John Green already did a video. I'm not sure if whomever is going to. I mean, I know Tyler Oakley did a video, but he kind of annoys me at times. So his laugh gets to me. I haven't watched any depressing video from him, so I'm not necessarily sure if his crying or sadness will get to me. But I haven't watched many of the others because it's all basically the same thing. Which is true, everybody has to have their own little thing. Like I said, the hot tub, Sunday, I need more information. Do I feel bad that they died? Trust me, I watched the news Sunday. I felt bad, I damn near turned it off. Monday, I did. And then I still haven't watched, you know, and like John Green at the end of his video, he literally read off all the names. And Hannah was in the process, I saw her just like break down and then cut. Kind of like what happened with the trees yesterday. It was just sort of like blah, 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 and then it went silent and I started talking again. Just, you know. So, magic of YouTube, I guess. I'm gonna watch The View. It's like, is the guy, what, did he frequent the nightclub? Was he gay? I don't fucking care. You guys, people on Facebook, and I said this before at Sandy Hook, I said it at various other things. People share stupid shit. Why did this happen? Well, here, this might be happening. And they run off on a depressing, angry tangent. And I'm like, do you have proof on this? Well, no, this is what I think happened. This is what this person thinks happened. What? I don't share things. I mean, I shared the Delenn candle video because so many candles are going out tonight, yada yada. And that scene in that episode actually aired before Columbine. So that's going on there. I'm gonna get around to editing this. Aaron's computer is done downloading. The router's not going on the 2 things anymore. So that's that. I'm gonna take care of my kingdoms and edit this, and we will see tomorrow. What's going on?